this discussion around history, mythology, philosophy is concerned, this entire debate is a problem of the English language. Right? Remember, a language always reflects the culture that the language emerged from.
Right.
These discussions wouldn't even arise if we were speaking in Sanskrit, because in Sanskrit there is no subject where truth is privileged. There is no subject which claims that it has a right to absolute truth. That this is the truth. If you don't believe the truth, then God will punish you and you'll go to hell, where you'll burn for eternity. That's a very childish. Honestly, I'm just being honest. It's a very childish approach.
Yeah.
Why will God do that?
Yeah.
So in Sanskrit, there is a respect for multiple truths. So this discussion doesn't even arise. The problem is our founding fathers they did a lot of wise, good things, but they made one mistake in the Constituent Assembly debates. You should check out those debates. There was a debate on whether our national language should be Sanskrit or English. You should check out those debates. Many of the people supporting Sanskrit were actually Dr. Ambedkar, were many South Indian MPs.
Yeah.
They were the ones supporting Sanskrit. And others said, no, it should be English. And what has happened because of that is the role that Sanskrit used to play of being the link language. All of us would have Sanskrit as a link language, and then we would have the language of our region as well. So someone like me, since I'm from UP, I would have known Sanskrit if we had followed that system. I would have known Sanskrit and Hindi, which is essentially Hindavi, right? Which is the derivation of Apabhramasha, because the link language was Sanskrit. And Sanskrit and the regional language were mutually intelligible. You could broadly understand, which is why you'll see that you'll find that Sanskrit speakers are much more, they find it easier to understand South Indian languages. As compared to pure Hindi speakers, because Hindi has a lot of Persian words in it, a lot of Arabic words in it, right? You'll notice that often Sanskrit words are pronounced more correctly by native Marathi speakers or native South Indian language speakers. Like they'll say Gruha, for example. Whereas Hindi speakers end up saying Griha, which is actually it's actually Gruha, right? In Sanskrit. Right? So the link language, which could have been Sanskrit, now became English. English is the link language. And the problem is English and our regional languages are mutually unintelligible. Not even are there no common words. The basic core of the language itself is different. Like in English, the one male god is given respect. It's written with a capital G. But in English, the female goddess is given disrespect. She is written with a small g. This reflects the culture that English emerged from. Right? And when you speak to English native speakers on this, they'll tell us grammar rules. But basically, it reflects the culture where they privilege the one male god over the goddess. In Sanskrit, that is not true. The male god and the female goddess are given equal respect in the language. The words that are used. So these questions arise simply because we are speaking in English. Because in English, it is believed that history is the truth and mythology is untruth. Right? And this becomes a subject of debate. Whereas in Sanskrit, the word we would use is itihasa. Thus it happened. Right? In which some of the things could be factual, some of the things could be metaphorical to convey a philosophical message. Because our ancestors were very clear, the purpose of a story to you is to convey some philosophical messages to you. Not for you to get into a silly debate of what is the truth and what is There are multiple truths. Ekam sat vipra vauda vadanti. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is these questions arise simply because sadly for us in India today, the link language has become English. And there is the pressure of jobs. I don't know if this will ever change.